I was mortified by that front seven. I mean, that's unwinnable.
He was mortified.
Mortified.
Do you think even Brian Flores was mortified?
No. He better be.
Oh, wow.
Jeez. You two guys, man.
What did I do?
Don't ever say I'm Debbie Downer, the rain cloud. That guy is Hurricane Sally there.
All Robbie is saying is he thinks Zeus, your puppy, could have gotten a better pass rush yesterday.
No, he's not. He cries when the garage door opens. Speaking of which.
What's up, boy? Would have been able to stop Cam Newton.
Agba.
No,
more like ogling the quarterback. Wasn't sacking him.
Stop.
Lawson.
Stuff.
Van Noy.
Lawson. More like lost him.
Man, relax.
Van Nobody.
Like, I don't think you guys really and truly understand the dynamic of a running quarterback if done properly.
Baker.
It's hard on the defense.
More like shaken Baker. What? More like cooker or cooked.
He did have a sack. Baker did have a sack early in the game.
He did, but then he also got, he got sunned by Cam Newton and then tried to shoved off the pile.
What's up with the guy that only wants to tackle outside the field of play?
I don't know.
That's Baker, isn't it? 55.
Yeah, he did have a couple late hits.
Well, that was after that.
Late hit, pushing off the pile.
Yep. Can you get me Cam Newton yesterday, Robbie? This was Cam Newton after the game explaining that they tried to snatch his chain, but they failed. Chain snatch.
I still got my chain. I got 2 of them, so you can see. No. It was disrespect. They was reaching for my chain, though. They was reaching for my chain. And I think that kind of got up under my skin. But yeah, through it all, man, listen, I don't want nothing to be taken away from a great team game that we did have. And I don't want to be selfish to kind of focus or dwell on that. I think for us as a team, or me personally, a lot of tempers can flare. And, I was just teasing with coaches, letting them know that College Park almost came out me. So, through it all, man, it was just all fun and games. And, it was expected.
Do you think Bill Belichick's just asking why are you wearing a chain on the field?
Really?
What?
You gonna say that to somebody who dressed like Big Bird coming to the game?
What do you think?
Your first question is gonna be about his chain?
Belichick's like, what are we doing here? Why is he dressed like that? Or do you think Bill Belichick's just like, my guy, he's just happy Tom Brady's gone?
Again, you always give the coach the benefit of the doubt. Can we admit that Flores needs to do a better job as a defensive guru? Again, I'm going to chalk a lot of this up to sometimes you can do the right thing, but you're still competing against the guy across from you.
No, I get you, but I think the thing that's disappointing is, and I mean, put this on whomever you want, put it on the players, put it on Flo, whatever. They did spend a lot of money on that defense coming into the year.
Right.
And that wasn't what I would call encouraging.
What I would be more worried after week 3. Who did they play?
Week 3 is the Jaguars.
That's the Thursday night game.
See, and here's the thing. You got a pass rush and corners, right, to defend the pass, and you might not face a true passing team until week 4 or 5.
Yeah, week 4 Seattle.
Right. So you see what I'm saying? So when you think about it, you got week 1, you got a running quarterback. Week two, you got a team who's going to run the ball there and have some running quarterback. Week 3 is Cincinnati.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. They're going to run the ball and Minshew's going to throw little short passes. So you got all this money you spent on a certain type of defense, and you're not even going to really test it until week 4. So, could he do a better job? I watched the game and tried to figure out, okay, what else would I rather them do?
But you're always saying it's a possession game, and we're looking at the time. But like that can't be the case all year, where they cannot dictate who gets to control the game, right?
Right. No. It's an indication of what's going on. So when you look at 42 rushes with 35 minutes, that means your defense got beat up pretty good. You give up 217 yards rushing. Okay? So, what can they do differently to can you go 8-man box and man the receivers up one-on-one? Well, here's the kicker with New England. They run a lot of cross-the-field stuff. So you can't really go man-to-man against that.
Let's get some headlines, Robbie. What do we got, man?
This is WAXYAM South Miami and WSFS-FM HD2 Miramar, a radio.com sports station.
Which is brought to you by the Orion Fuels and Downstairs Convenience Stores. Truly steps beyond convenience. So it's time to have the conversation that we always have with the Dolphins after week 1. Who are the Dolphins going to pick in the draft?
Really, Robbie? Jeez.
Wow, two top picks, Robbie.
Yeah.
You got them and the Texans.
Yeah, look. Thankfully, the Texans look pretty bad on the first game. Maybe they get two top 5, maybe even 2 top 10 picks. Maybe the Dolphins are so bad they're in the top 2, and somebody wants to make a move up for Lawrence or Fields, and you can get more first round picks because they need an entire new front 7. Well, maybe except for Wilkins.
Yeah, Wilkins was good yesterday, other than his failed chain snatch.
Yeah. Now the two best players in that position are not playing this year. Micah Parsons already opted out for Penn State, and Gregory Rousseau already opted out for the Canes. So you'd have to watch some old tape.
Very disrespectful of Cam Newton to say he's a guy known for splits. Because I was wondering who I was dealing with, then I looked and I saw I was dealing with a guy who's known for splits. I was like, hey man, that guy had a good game. Oh well.
You also got Marvin Wilson from Florida State too. He could have been the first rounder this past year's draft. He chose to come back. So the name to look out for.
All right, so let's put the draft off for a little bit, Robbie. What else do we got?
Oh yeah, but the big headline is they did lose. They lost 21-11. They did not cover the spread. That last interception cost them any chance of covering the spread.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
I mean, it was a hold on Gesicki. They were calling it all game, and then all of a sudden, the most important time, they didn't call that hold on Gesicki in the end zone. And I know, and I'm glad that play's not reviewable anymore. Like I was kind of relieved to see that pass interference wasn't reviewable.
Leroy, you sound stupid as you normally do this morning. A loss is a loss. All right.
Good talk. Hey, good talk.
Good talk. Good talk. Good talk.
So how about the? At least it wasn't all the Jets. they got whooped by the Buffalo Bills.
I love that. Was the only saving grace of yesterday was Adam Gase getting his ass kicked yet again.
I don't understand how you got $13 million sitting on the bench.
I think he got hurt. I think he started Frank Gore, and then he played Le'Veon Bell, and then admitted to playing Le'Veon Bell hurt, and so Le'Veon Bell was out after a few carries.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. And then Adam Gase says the thing where he blames himself right after losses. By Wednesday he'll blame all the players. That's his move.
All right.
It's the Yogi. He takes initial blame, but then after he sees the film, he'll be like, well, honestly, I mean, it's on everybody else.
Right.
Same thing every time.
Well, I mean, here, I tell you what they can do. Last week to this week, as far as defense, somebody texts in, hey, why wouldn't you stack the box and force Cam Newton to beat you throwing the ball? It's a good plan. Except for the simple fact that one of the things that they do is run a lot of crossing routes. Mm-hmm. When you run a lot of crossing routes, you want to be able to handle that with zone, not man. Otherwise, you're going to have somebody running out the back end of your defense. So it kind of limits you being able to do that. I wonder how they're going to do it this week when you don't have a team. You have a team that goes downfield a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Can you stack the box? Go man with all those high-powered cornerbacks and stuff.
Well, I think the thing that's going to be interesting is, I think Jason Taylor mentioned it towards the end of the game. He's like, I don't know, can Cam keep up this pace? Because I didn't feel like he was playing this elusive rushing game. Like he
was a power back. He was a power guy.
He was taking on everybody, and he was bigger than everybody. Like
right.
I think that was a game where he kind of just outmuscled the Dolphins. I don't know.
Well, he does that. He does that all the time. But what ends up happening is his body gets beat up.
Right. And so he hasn't played football in almost a year. And so you got the fresh Cam Newton appearance. Josh Allen, he's in a weird way almost got almost is more elusive at this point in his career just because of he doesn't have that taxing stuff on his body yet.
Right.
He'll go and hurdle your ass.
Right. So he's just younger.
Just younger.
So young Cam. Not as big as Cam, though.
No, yeah, I know. Cam's size is a scary thing, man. It really is.
He's a big boy. I'm going back and forth with the texter.
That's 2 weeks.
$30 million tied up in corners. Let them earn it versus a running quarterback who's known for not being accurate. Yeah. Look, I can't. If the Dolphins had gone that route and got beaten on the crossing routes, I wouldn't be upset simply because I would feel that they felt that they had to do something, right? And that's kind of the natural progression of a game is that you keep doing something to fix the issue.
Yeah. Well,
but do you have to make those drastic changes when the game never really got out of hand until the end? You were always in that game. It was a one-score game most of the game. So
yeah,
do you make drastic changes or do you do it to change it up? Or I don't know.
I don't know. I think people are just upset because it feels like you got out-muscled in that game and you should have done something to try and stop him because he did feel like he was the only weapon. Like, what do they have? Julian Edelman and fake Larry Izzo? Like, what do they have?
Right.
Else
No, I get you. But how many changes do you make when you're not actually out of the game? See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they weren't out of the game. Now, we're talking defensively, and we're talking about stopping Cam, but it wasn't a runaway. At some point, you got to not turn the ball over.
Yeah, nobody likes going and getting out-muscled in a game, but I come away with that game much more concerned of, well, they can't score points.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Like
now, and I alluded to it earlier is that, dude, you can't have an offense where the whole game your quarterback is throwing in those tight of windows.
Yeah, they can't score points. You give up 21 points in an NFL game. It's not terrible.
Yeah, but they just had the ball forever. That's how they got the 21 points.
Yeah, but they had the ball forever because you kept giving them the football too.
Right.
I mean, they drove down the field, got a touchdown, got a 2-point conversion, and then, right there, you get a stop. You're right back in the game. Even if you hold them to a field goal, you still have a chance. It's
totally fair. No, listen, that's totally fair. You go and you get that stop there, and you're looking at a chance to go win the game. But the point is, you also gave them extra opportunities to go, to go and take some clock away. They didn't score on either one of those big turnovers because the last one was at the end of the game, basically. But the other two, you're still allowing them to go kill the clock and all that type of stuff, even if they didn't get any points out of it.
Yeah, how about third? They get down to 3rd and 6, so they're on the 7-yard line, and normally 3rd and 6. All right, they're gonna have to throw. Nope, power run with Cam Newton, get an inch away from the first down, and then punch it in the following play for the first down. Even 3rd and 6 is a running down for them.
Look, but again, at no point did the defense threaten what New England was trying to do. You never made them feel uncomfortable. You never made them feel they had to press.
Yeah, we also saw Christian Wilkins get in there and he got pressure. He got a sack. He got a deflection at the line. Like, it wasn't completely hopeless. You had a fresh Cam Newton who's stronger than everybody.
I think at the end of the day, if the Dolphins win that game, we have a total different, viewpoint of the same things that were happening. So if we have the turnovers, and that's a big if, I realize that. But if you don't have the turnovers and that game ends up being a lot closer than it actually was, then, I don't think – look, I don't think you overhaul a game plan because of what happened on Sunday. But I do believe offensively, you have to find ways to get your offense going. And so it just looks like blah. It looks like, it didn't matter who the quarterback was, we're going to say blah. By the way, who sent the fat cat?
That was me.
Dude hurt his hamstring. And all you can think of is not whether he's okay. Fat cat sent
He always hurts his hamstring. He spent his life with his hamstring hurt. All the time. That's all we get. Hamstring. Yeah. Hamstring was hurt all up through practice, all through the game practice week, and then game time comes, he's out after a half. The same story. One outlier of 6 weeks. Got duped. What? How do you not feel like you got duped?
After one game.
I'm sure the CBS execs are
No. Not after one game. After a career of hamstring pulls.
No, fat cat, though. I mean, he has fat cat syndrome.
He got a new deal.
Yeah, I'm saying the CBS execs probably feel duped about giving Tony Romo all that money.
Oh, yeah, same thing. Tony Romo mailing it in. Wow, we gave this guy $17 million. Where are the predictions, circus clown?
Where's the oohs and ahs?
Yeah, where's your enthusiasm? What are you doing? Thinking about the U.S. Open? It's never happening, all right? Get over it, Romo.
There's no qualifying this year, so he can't do it.
Yeah, maybe he should give up that dream. Enough already.
Isn't that this week?
It's this weekend.
This weekend.
What are we talking about? Whatever. This is. I was expecting Jim. Ooh, football. And it was just like, yeah, whatevs.
I mean, he was watching the Pats and the Dolphins.
Doesn't matter. That's not the essence of Romo. Romo is supposed to. If you're Romo, you are supposed to uplift my watching experience. That's why you are who you are.
Ooh, Jim, the Patriots, they found their man, Cam Newton.
Playing like a man, Jim. None of that. Give me one stinking prediction about the Dolphins running to the right. They got stuffed, and Nance is like, oh, I'll give you credit for that one, Tony. He goes, yeah, whatever. He's tired. He's tired of the gimmick. I get it. He wants to be golfing somewhere, and he sold his soul.
Right.
I'm sitting here stuck with Jim, wearing my CBS blazer. Same thing. He's tired of life. I get it. He's tired. He feels like he's sold out. But hey, if you are gonna sell out, can you at least play the hits? Mike Breen doesn't go into a game and he's just like,
hey,
hold on. Mike Breen doesn't go into games and he's not like, bang. No, like when it's an exciting moment, bang! Like he gives you the goods. And Romo wasn't giving me the goods yesterday. I'm pissed at him.
Would you have been as pissed if the Dolphins had won?
I don't know. Hard to say.
We wouldn't have noticed. We'd be Sans Pants, partying, Super Bowl.
Hard to notice.
Thank you.
But I didn't. But I wasn't in those circumstances, so I don't.
So now
know.
you're hosing everybody down.
Yeah, that's how it works. Everybody gets the wrath.
I got to tell you, I hope the Dolphins win next week.
I hope so too, but they're not going to. You don't want to know why? Because they can't stop the run. It's going to be Singletary left, Moss up the middle, Josh Allen to the right.
I got to tell you, this is not the team you want to play if you can't stop the run.
You know what else is not going to happen? Romo doing any more games because he's like, oh, no Tua, and he just checked out. You could tell.
You think?
No, right. No, dude. Did that sound like a guy who was enthused? What?
No. I mean, no. It wasn't that type of game.
Oh, really? He's supposed to. Tony Romo is supposed to get excited for any football by any means. All right. Tony Romo doesn't need to air it out. It doesn't always have to be Mahomes versus Rodgers for Romo to get excited. He's supposed to get excited about anything. He's Romo.
All right.
You're kind of being like Romo this segment. You're tuning me out. I'm trying to be Nance. I'm trying to get you excited, and you're footballed out. It's week one.
I'm not footballed out.
Yeah, you're footballed out.
Look, it's week one.
It's week doom.
Before we know, it's going to be week 8.
And
but it's not there yet.
And they'll be 1-7.
Before we know it.
So, Robbie, you already have them going 1-7 in the first 8.
Yeah, they'll be 3-13. I'm not saying they're going to go 0-16. Last year I said 0-16. I'm not saying 0-16 this year. A little bit more positive.
If they go 0-16, 1-15, Tua will be the quarterback pretty soon.
He won't. I mean, yeah.
Well, there has to be a sweet spot because you can't put him out there when you're terrible and people are mailing it in, and you can't also make it seem like the season is lost. So that's why it needs to be. You need to.
If they throw Tua in, are you chalking it up as season loss?
No. If they throw Tua in if they throw him in by week 4, I'll be like, good. Flo knows. I've ridden this Fitzpatrick pony into the ground. It's time to move on to a new horse.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How many teams have said exactly what you said about Fitzpatrick? Yet the guy's still in the league.
Too many. But like, how does Bill Belichick doesn't look at that and goes, really? You're trying this again? Again?
He knew the bill was due?
Of course. Everybody knows the bill is due. It
always is, my friend.
Everybody knows. All right? Birds chirp, water's wet. Fitzpatrick's going to be good for a year and then throw 3 picks. It's a cycle of life. It should have been the plot to The Lion King.
Just Fitzpatrick holding up Simba.
Yeah, it should have been. It should have been Rafiki holding up Fitzpatrick, and Fitzpatrick takes a football and throws it to a gazelle. It's the circle of Fitz.
What? Why? You get so worked up.
Because it's Romo's fault. I'm sorry. It bothered me.
Let me ask, would you start to it next week?
I mean, don't make me answer that. Of course.
I'm a little bit worried about the Bills.
Why don't you ever have a valid plan?
Why? How is this a bad plan?
You can't wing it your whole life.
The line looked good. Did the line look like it was?
I was pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly surprised. They gave up 1 sack, and Fitzpatrick was dropped back most of the game. It wasn't like quick passes and stuff like that.
You got the Bills a little bit better. Maybe you want to test the waters, see if they're a little bit more respectable pass rush gets to you, and then
I throw one little monkey wrench into your plan.
Go ahead.
What if they think Tua's not ready yet? He hasn't gotten to the part where he's ready to.
Joe Burrow's out there. And by the way, Herbert's going to be in there soon for the Chargers.
Joe Burrow's not Tua.
Why? Because he doesn't have because of the hip?
No, because they drafted him first and they got rid of their other quarterback.
It was 4 picks later. It was. Look, it's nice. You believed in Fitzpatrick. You thought this thing was going to last. It's over, dude.
All right.
Over.
All right, so so the excitement level of one Brendan Tobin and one RTD would go way up if Flo came in tomorrow and said, yeah, we're going to start Tua.
I mean, I would be excited, but my excitement level would not go way up. I'm still very concerned about the run defense.
No. My excitement level would be 6 to midnight.
Oh, my goodness.
It's the Fitzpatrick of life.
What are you doing?
He's gonna throw 3 interceptions.
So, do we have forward by the end of the day of seeing Simba holding up Fitzpatrick?
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Oh, that's coming.
He's Chan Gailey.
What are you doing, dude? Wait, can y'all have a little patience? Like,
I gotta have a patience for a 38-year-old?
No, here's what I get annoyed by, right? Remember when it was wondering whether we're going to... First, you would trade everybody in the draft for Tua, right? Didn't have to.
Thank God.
There were questions on whether he was going to be healthy. I don't care. He can sit for a whole year, right?
Yeah.
Remember those conversations?
I remember.
Now, all of a sudden... all that's out the door. All that's out the window.
Yeah, but sometimes things break your way. Like we didn't have to give up all the picks to get Tua, and now we're sitting pretty. Like the line looks pretty good. Things are looking up in Dolphins land. The only problem is you have this guy who's on the back end of his curse, which is he giveth, he taketh. And when he has good year, the next year it's bad. And so instead of sitting here and paying, high interest on the Fitzpatrick credit card, I'd rather just declare bankruptcy, start from scratch, and play Tua.
I declare.
I think if Tua was ready to play, they'd play him.
Really?
Do you believe that?
No.
No?
No. I
You think he could be ready to play and they're choosing not to play him?
I think for the next 2 weeks, they're going to choose to play Fitzpatrick.